I mean, let me ask you something. Did he tell you that for 2 weeks, other than prior to the Denver game, he has not heard from me?
He did.
He did. Did he tell you after the Buffalo game he has never talked to me?
Since before the Denver game.
Since before the Denver game?
That's true.
It's a flat-out lie. We've talked several times, and we've talked, and the letters. I sent him another letter. If you want, I'll read the other letter to you, because I had to caution him about lying to the press continuously. But you see, they know that I won't do much. I won't talk. I never once, when he would lie, raised my hand and said he's lying or something like that. They know I don't do it, so I let it go. And as I said, I thought he was young and immature, and that someone would grab him by the throat and tell him he was doing the wrong thing. But his own father and Pete, they're the advisors, and somewhere or other they got lost in this thing.
Josh Schubauer from Associated Press.
Yes, sir.
You talked about how you pretty soon realized Lane wasn't the coach you thought you hired. At what point did you realize that?
That, well, his attitude toward, to be real honest, toward people. When he took the job, if you remember his admonitions and statements were, we have great players, we have a great defensive coach in Rob Ryan, I'm excited, I looked at the defense, I'm excited about the offense, and I realized that what they're more interested in was cleaning out the locker room, getting their guys in there, than winning. And I can only say to you, I have a different opinion on this thing, and you can talk to anyone who's won a lot of games in life, that the locker room is a great locker room when you're winning, and it's not a great locker room when you're losing. Sometimes you can hold it together when you're losing, but I just didn't like his attitude toward people, toward coaches, toward nothing. If you look at the staff he hired, he wanted to fire everyone, got rid of everyone. We had some players here who played 8 and 9 years that I asked them to be careful with. Just treat them, give them a chance. I can't let a guy go. I admit this. Take Zach Crockett. Played here 8 or 9 years, got touchdowns for us and all. And I just can't let him go like they want to just close the door and get him out of here. I just don't operate that way, and I could never get him to feel toward X-Raiders the way I wanted him to feel toward X-Raiders, but I thought he would, because when he came in for the job, oh, I know about the tradition, I know about the history, I know about this. Hell, we have a publicist, he didn't want him at practice. And I said to him, why don't you want him at practice? We don't need him out at practice. All right, okay, so he's not at practice.
Mr. Davis, Nancy Gay from the San Francisco Chronicle. Do you feel like you have enough of a case documented that if Kiffin and his representatives were to take this to Roger Goodell for a grievance, that you would prevail?
I wouldn't do it unless I was going to prevail, Nancy. Yeah. I didn't want to prevail. I didn't want to win. That's why I sent him the letter. I sent the letter, and it defined at the letter, at the end of the letter, I don't know if it's up there, just that coach the team. That's what you were paid to do. That's what you were hired to do. Coach the team. But any other accusations, any other step out of line, I'm going to fire you for cause. And that's the only thing that I thought would get him, but he still kept on going. Why Mortensen knew about the letter, and none of you people knew about it, and Mortensen just came with it today, it's because he gave it to him. He feels that's the way to go. That Mortensen broke the story that I had interviewing 3 guys. I wasn't interviewing 3 guys for the job. But Mortensen had the story last night. No sooner than the 3 guys left the office, 1, 2, 3, it was running on the wires. Unless there's someone upstairs. Or executive secretaries, I don't know.
David White again.
David White.
This is 4 coaches you have fired since 2003. You said you made a mistake on this one. How much responsibility do you bear for these coaching hires and what's gone on here the last 5 losing seasons?
I bear the responsibility. Yeah, it takes a toll on me. Sure does.
Mr. Davis, 2 years ago, Darren Horton with NFL Network.
Okay.
2 years ago, this team won 2 games. Last year it won 4 games. Right now, 1-3. You've been around this game a long time. Do you think this team is better than a 1-3 football team? Is this organization, should it be getting more wins based on the players you've brought in?
Well, I don't want to get into that today, Darren. I'm not here to discuss the team. I'm here to discuss my letting Lane go and why, and the reasons for it. No, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win. I mean, I don't see. Let me just say, you know, I see every team in the league. I look at the tapes. I see 1 or 2 that may be a little bit above the rest, but there's no one right. For example, Buffalo is 4-0, and we can play with Buffalo. San Diego's 2-2. We're getting closer. We can play with San Diego. There's 1 or 2 that may be above, but other than that, this league is starting to balance out, and we'll get there with this. If we keep him alive, he's good. This kid from LSU, he's a good player, and he's a good kid, and we're going to make him great. And we'll get there. McFadden's a hell of a player. And we have some great players. We really do. Asamoah's a great player. And we've gotten a little banged up and all, but we'll see. We'll see. It's not over yet.
Mr. Davis, Fred Inglis from Channel 2. You've given us a list of things that were building, everything from dislike of drafting Jamarcus to causing maybe some fraction among the coaches in lies. What was the deal breaker? Which one was it that just broke the back here?
I don't think there was any one thing. I think it was a cumulative thing. I think the pattern just disturbed me. And, you know, the first question he asked me when I said you're going to be fired or you're being relieved for cause, are you going to pay me? First question. And there are a lot of people who believe that in the organization that he wanted to be fired, but he wanted to be paid.
Jerry McDonald with the Oakland Tribune. Are you concerned that you let the situation go on too far this season while you were building a case before you took action, that the season might be damaged because of it?
Yeah, but I thought we did do a little better in the season, but I think it's together. I think it's together. But I mean, I don't want to get into football tactics or strategy. That's not why I'm here. I don't want to get into that. I mean, I could say, for example, 3 passes in the second half against Buffalo, just beyond. We're not Woody Hayes, and if this kid is going to be what I think he is, we got to let him go. We got to let him go. He can play. And but I don't want to get into tactics or strategy. I did mention one.